The long title is Remembering the Lost Legacy of the Japanese Canadian Farming Community of Maple Ridge. Short title is Seiko Udoku, which is taken from the preface of the Haney Nokai, which is the history of the Haney Nokai, or Haney Fruit Ranchers Association. So it comprises 4 parts. There's a beautiful Japanese garden that's in front of the building, and then there are a 16-foot long sign over the garden to tell the chronology of the settlement of Maple Ridge and a little bit of Pitt Meadows. And then one part is just talking about the building itself, which was built as the kindergarten and also as the Japanese school, so it had a dual purpose. And the 4th part is this amazing collection of 230 figurines to symbolize the 230 farms that were here.
This stonework, 30% is basalt, which is darker color, and this white color is granite. This is means 30%, about 30% of the population back then, how much people live in Maple Ridge before.
So many Nikkei families here who have deep connections to those beautiful miniatures on the wall, and so interested and proud of the families, you know, and their contribution to this area. And for me, that's why I do this work, is to remember my grandparents who came in 1906 to this area and hand-tilled this bracken-filled, soggy, undesirable area into what it is today. And everything I do is in tribute to their memory and what they contributed and the community they built.
My responsibility was to help coordinate the project and to do the research and writing for the interpretive panels on the history of Japanese Canadians in Maple Ridge. I'm hoping that the ceramics that Cindy has created really capture the spirit of the people from those times in ways that archival photos and words themselves seem to be inadequate. And I think that that's a really powerful use of art in this context, and I hope that people can appreciate it.
When Christian approached me, he had intended for a 2D artwork on the wall, and then he was thinking about my practice in general and how it could be multidimensional and how it could incorporate storytelling. And so the offer went out that I would build from clay. And Haney is actually known for brick making. So I thought, okay, it should be something around clay and porcelain and kind of laying down the bricks of our history. So I worked with porcelain and we put a call out for families who might be interested and could be one of the 230 farms that were located on the map. And I'm always interested in how in history this kind of smaller everyday stories are omitted. And often we focus on sort of the larger kind of historical facts. And so I was very curious about how to kind of bring the miniature moments on the farms to life. I think for families to be seen in this kind of day and age and in this political moment, and to find a place that they could return back to and be seen in this way, I think has a big impact, because there was a lot of shame around being Japanese Canadian, and the affect of internment really damaged a lot of the Japanese Canadian psyche and how families could remember. And so I think that this kind of is a very future way of kind of seeing how families could regather again and not be afraid to go back into their stories and kind of make them visible. You know, that they kind of took ownership and being like, hey, that's my history, and that's number 27 is my dad, and you know, that's my grandpa there, like, you know, stoking the fire at the cannery here. And so I think that kind of, to have something tangible that they could point to, that's different than a photograph or a newspaper clipping article. Is kind of, I think that's the power of art. And also I think it's important as an artist to convey that real human quality in these traumatic stories. I do a lot of memory work, oral history gathering, meet with seniors, community organizing, and I think it's through that trust building that this is only possible, that, you know, that people want to reach out to me and be like, Cindy, I want to take part in this, right?
I was born here. My grandfather had a strawberry farm, And we lived there until we were sent to Manitoba. We went to Winnipeg, Manitoba on a sugar beet farm and lived there for about 2 years on the farm. Maple Ridge was a small little community. I haven't been here for about 20 years into Maple Ridge, and I just couldn't believe all the people, how fantastic it is to display everything. The people are so friendly. I've been talking to a lot of people that I've never met before and exchanging stories. It's just wonderful.
I like Mom and Dad to see that so much, but I would love very much if my older sisters were here to see it. Just to see themselves in Haney or Hammond, it would bring tears.
I'm sure my mother and father and everybody would be happy to see it.
I'm the youngest of a family of 7. They were all born in Pent Meadows. I was kind of reluctant to come here, but after meeting some friends here, people that I didn't really know, and so happened they know my wife, and it was really interesting.
It is so wonderful seeing our family depicted in this Heritage Center here. It's just so rewarding. I'm so glad I came.
When Cindy approached us about this, she really fleshed out the idea that this would represent, the Japanese farming pioneers, basically, of this area. And she said that our family was one of many that contributed, and I think her idea came to perfectly represent what it meant for the Japanese community in Maple Ridge at that time.
Well, I flew in from Winnipeg to attend this, and the reason I came was last summer, my husband and I and my 91-year-old mother, we drove out to Vancouver because we found out that there was the Obon Festival in Maple Ridge, and so we came out. My dad had passed away in 2022, and just to kind of honor him, I just wanted to come out. We went to the festival, and I went to the CEED tent, and I met Cindy. It's fantastic. I'm gonna cry. It's just I don't know. It's just brought to life these people that what they went through and their everyday life and what it was like.
If you're no longer able to be where your ancestors grew up and you hear the stories, and you can't put that to a location, well, at least they have this place to come. Anyone from the community is always welcome to be here.